We are going live. It says you are live. Hey guys, Bubba here with the BubbaNews, all in one word, all in one news, BubbaNews. How are you guys doing? So I'll make sure we're rolling over here. We had a power outage about 10 minutes ago. Everything just went out and came back together like 5 seconds later. So that's kind of crazy. I just want to make sure we're live and then we'll keep going. But you guys might be asking about this shirt with a body like this. Who needs hair? You guys might be asking about this shirt. There we go. Oh, okay. We're live. So, Bubba. See, he's over here on the phone. So, how are you guys doing? I wanted to say, well, first of all, our buddy Johnny over there at Arrow Ministries, he wasn't going live tonight at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to try to keep this, get her done before 8 p.m. because Bushcraft Family's going live. Harpazzo Clothing Company's going live. Soothkeep. A bunch of other channels are going live at 8 p.m. So I don't want to keep you guys on a Friday night. But with a body like this, who needs hair? So Mom got that for me. And she always likes to get those fun things, Christmas gag gifts or whatever. But she finds some funny things at times. Let's see here. Where are we going? We were doing the shirt. The beard, I haven't shaved in a couple days. So I'm doing this thing behind the StreamYard tonight because I want to show some things on the Telegram side and go over some news. But for those of you guys that watch Watchman River Tom, he shaved his beard the other day because he put his one of his attachments on too short and I guess messed it up. So he ended up shaving the whole thing. And his 4-year-old daughter, I guess, asked him, "Daddy, where's your beard?" She's looking. And he's like, "Well, it's in the yard," or something like that. So then she's like, "Well, tomorrow we'll go out and find it," or something like that. So maybe I'm taking Tom's place tonight. But let's get let's give the shout outs real quick. Oh, snap, 100 people in here. For you guys just even spending some time on a Friday night, thank you. And while we continue the thanks for those of you who have donated, I just want to say again, thank you. This is crazy town. But check this out. I'm going to put this in here. I'm doing the StreamYard thing, trying to learn it. But I have a banner now, so I can put this up. And I won't leave this up all night, I promise. But Mrs. Bubba's car is still in the shop. And I've had Yvonne Kennedy and a couple others asking, Mrs. Bubba, did she get her car back? No, it's still in the shop. And the part was supposed to come in last week. Or maybe it was even 2 weeks ago. But then she found out word, what was it, Wednesday or yesterday? I don't know. Time's going by so fast. But they're shipping in a whole hood or something from Japan. And she's not supposed to get it. They're not supposed to get it in until like Halloween time or something. So I know this is all in the Lord's hands. But Lord, we give this to you. But my goodness gracious, help Mrs. Bubba get her car back so she can get back to doing Uber and doing this, that, the other. But if anybody wants to support, I'll take it off now. But we got Cash App, PayPal. Those are both the BubbaNews. And then Venmo and Give Send Go are just straight BubbaNews. So that's how we have that set up. But I don't want to advertise Bubba's. Just let's just get to you guys in the news. Bubba brother, John P. Adventures, Linda Hayes, great to see you. I was just talking about you. Rick Whitaker, Mary, Derek Otto, Dora Termere, and Dora just put up something about what happened in Cuba, and that was a good call because I'm all focused on Israel and whatnot, but I had to go look it up, and they had a full-on outage today. It says by what was it, 10 or 11 a.m. Yeah, the power goes out on the entire island of Cuba, leaving 10 million people without electricity. And I just mentioned a little bit ago that our power went off. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? America's becoming a third world country. I get that. But the entire country of Cuba is without power, I guess. So the largest power plant went offline, causing a grid failure. So that's not good. Man, there's enough going on in this world. And this week, I don't know about you guys, but it seemed like it went by really fast. I don't know about you guys, but when you're in the day, it seems kind of slow, but it seems like time is going by faster. My goodness, does it ever? Yeah, I know hoods are overrated. We got to get her hood in. We'll finish this up. Mindy Grant, the Pope says Israel's not a statehood. I know. That's going to come down the pipeline too. Coco Bear, Bill Bailey, great to see you, dude. I was getting ready to quote a little bit of your text later talking about Iran, but I won't give away stuff. But it just triggered my mind. But maybe I should get going to just the news stuff, because there's been so much going on with the news. It's hard to keep up. And we're going to start seeing a lot of this really ramping up, I believe, in the next 2 weeks or so. The whole thing with North Korea, South Korea, the whole thing with Taiwan being surrounded by China. We've got the Iran, Israel thing, plus Hezbollah and everything else getting ready to kick off. And the stuff even with NATO and Ukraine and, Belarus, Russia. It's like all these pieces of the puzzle are wanting to come together. It's like, Satan's the prince of the power of this world and this air, but it's like he controls all the minions underneath him. And I know he's being allowed by God to do what he, is doing, but still, and I know God's watching over everything, because he's watching over his word to perform it, Jeremiah 1:12, but it's like he's got all his minions planning all this to do mass chaos around election selection time and in the days and weeks following. So, I mean, that's a lot of what's going on. Great to see you guys that are popping in at the last minute. Allison Stolmiller, Joy in the Morn, Arrows Whisper, B-Dog, Melissa Resnick. So many of you guys have now become like friends to me. And I just want to say thank you for that, because I've never met half of you. But you guys are like a friend to me, because you're here to support me. And I'm just a hillbilly from Indiana, just trying to, do what I can for God's kingdom and just get the message out. And just to tell people that we are getting so very close. We are in the season of the Great Harpazo, because they are ready for their great reset. I mean, everything's coming together, but at the same time, it feels like it's at a snail's pace, just inching along, almost like an inchworm. But then other times it is just full bore to the end. And it's just, even the stuff with, let's get to some of the news, because I know you guys have heard about Yahya Sinwar, and I'm trying to do this, so stay with me. Let me see if I can do this, guys. I'm going to try to and actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to try to, but I'd love to see comments and see what you guys like or don't. I was thinking about putting up some of the images from the Telegram side and just going over some of that news. And then we can open it up for whatever, because it's going to be crazy town. Let's see if I can do this. I think it's shift 7. There we go. Hey, I did it. Yeah, watching the pot simmering to boil. Joy in the Morn. It really is. It's almost like a frog being slowly boiled to death and whatnot. So, Hilly Billy, 99999999999. This guy's great. He's on Saturdays tomorrow, so check him out. Yeah, F-15. Yeah, let's get right to the storyline here so we can get going. And I put this up the other day, talking about this weekend would probably be the best time for the Iran scenario to kick off. And I put this out on Wednesday, and I said, on Friday, a security consultation of the defense ministers in Israel is scheduled. Those guys did that meeting today. There were lots of meetings in Israel today. On Sunday, both the political and the security cabinet will convene in the underground bunkers in Tel Aviv. So, and I'm just going to cut to the chase. When is the attack on Iran going to come? Probably Sunday night. That's the latest indications. At least that's the latest rumor mills. But we could still have wait a week or two. Because as we just had the full moon this morning at 7:26 Harpazo time, Eastern this morning, or whatever it was, 7:26 this morning or yesterday morning, I forget, but the full moon, and now we're going to start going down towards the darker moon. But anyway, authorizations for this Israeli strike going forward can happen anytime over the phone. So yes, they're still going to have their big meeting on Sunday, and I believe that's when it could kick off. And it could be even a scenario where Netanyahu's having the meetings in the bunkers, just like when he was giving his speech to the UN, when they were taking out Nasrallah at the same exact time in Beirut. He could be doing the same thing, and the Iranian news will pick up on what time the security cabinet's going to meet, so they may think, but that could be a time when they hit. Let's go here. Let me get back to the focus over here. Yeah. The F-15s, and I'm sure you guys heard about this. What was this? Wednesday night. less than 48 hours ago. This was a significant airstrike that the U.S. did on the Houthis in Yemen. They brought in these B-2 bombers, the stealth bombers. It was the first combat mission by the B-2 bomber during this ongoing conflict in the Middle East, as well as the first time in many years that the B-2 has been used in the Middle East. If the stealth bombers are able to hit the Houthis, who's to say that they will not help Israel in the days to come? I said, make no mistake, this was used Wednesday night as a show of force and deterrence, especially in this time of crisis and conflict in the Middle East with Iran. I mean, this B-2 bomber is no joke. And what they did, too, is they, don't be surprised if and when we see it again in the near future. The last time that the U.S. used this was bombing an ISIS training camp in the coastal city of Sirte in Libya on January 18th of 2017, the last day Obama was in office. So we're going to, the B-2, what it carries, and you saw it in the pictures being dropped there, the GBU-57, that thing is no joke because this thing is a huge bunker buster. This GBU-57, whoa, man, I got too excited there. But yeah, the GBU-57 is a massive ordnance penetrator, which is a 30,000-pound precision-guided bunker buster that's able to penetrate 100 feet into the ground before exploding. This is the one that the world knows about. The USA has been working on a deeper one. And they got and I was researching this earlier this summertime. And I believe it's in Oklahoma. And they got the plant done, I believe, in October for a brand new, deeper even missile that they're going to use. But this took out, 5 hardened underground weapon storage locations in Yemen, of all things. But, let's get over here. This was a huge signal and reminder to the entire region. As the world is waiting for Israel to respond to the Iranian missile attacks. The B-2s used Wednesday night was just a sample of the coordination with USA assets that have been talked about in the recent days between the United States and Israel. The escalation is getting higher. The tactic Wednesday night was to weaken the enemy support before attacking the real target of Iran. Israel and the USA will attack Iran in the next 2 weeks, right before election. And this is what they've come out and publicly said. This is what the White House has come out and publicly stated. This is what all the media stories have been running. Israel has to do it, and they have to do it pretty soon. And the time is getting closer. I don't think that these B-2s return back to Missouri, and I'll have to confirm it, but I think they went to Diego Garcia there, the base off of India, because they have climate control hangars for the B-2. So, this wasn't flown in by the United States from Missouri to be returned back to Missouri, in my opinion. But yeah, we've got Yahya Sinwar, and I'm going to go over here real quick, make sure we're still looking good over here. Let me check them. I just want to make sure everybody's doing okay. I don't want to bore you guys. Make sure everybody is. Yeah, Israel's kicked out the 2 crutches, Bill Bailey says. Beamer Seed Academy, great to see you. Cocoa Bear, Maine. Yeah, that's what I think too, Maine. They're going to stay there in Diego Garcia because this is going to be so much closer for them to participate and hit Iran. And I still believe that that's coming. We still have the Jeremiah 49, 34 to 37 at our hands. But, and I'll go over this in a minute, but I don't know if Israel's going to do it yet. I don't know if they're going to do it yet. This is a tough call because Israel kind of knows that they have one chance to do this. So they have to do what they have to do. But that being said, the entire world does not expect them to hit the nuclear or anything like that. We'll see. But there's a map I'll show at the end where it shows all kinds of bases and whatnot. It's a newer one from this year, so I know it's updated and this, that. But I'll get back over here. Don Riverstone, great to see you. All right, let's get back to the yeah, he's an evil man, Michael Gill. It's great to see you. Sinwar. Leviticus 26:7, I put this up yesterday. You will pursue your enemies, and they will fall by the sword before you. It's an amazing story behind the apparent, death of Sinwar. The IDF forces spotted the terrorists in the building. The tank fired a shell at the site, killing them. And I don't think they really knew that was Sinwar in there. But, I mean, the attack on the Houthis was no joke either. Okay, I'm talking about that, but yeah, let's get back to Sinwar because yeah, that's where I was talking about this GBU 57. That thing is no joke. So Israel and the United States definitely have some tricks up their sleeves. But Israel believes that the time is now for. Well, I'm not even going to say because this was yesterday's news when they were talking about a ceasefire negotiations between Israel and Hamas and the Gaza Strip. He was found with 40,000 ILS on his being, or basically just shy of $11,000 of Iranian money. There's a $400,000 bounty on Sinwar's head. But as of now, Israel has taken his body and they've basically taken it captive or hostage in a way. And they have it in an undisclosed location is what they're saying. But they're going to use it as part of their bargaining chip because they want to get back as many hostages of the 101 that are still there. How many are alive? That's the great debate. That being said, Hamas and the terrorists there, they want to get back Sinwar because they look up to him. He was their bread and butter. He was their guy that led by example. And, Israel had him in the Israeli prisons in the early 2000s where he learned total Hebrew. He learned to speak Hebrew. He learned to listen, to read it. He ended up then learning to pick up on a lot of the things that they were saying secretly and whatnot. And he learned a lot of the Israeli ways. This is why he's been unable to be taken out of the picture for so long, because he's been underground hiding. I mean, this could explain why his hair's so white. We will see. But Hezbollah wants to up the ante on Israel because Hezbollah is really the past couple of days putting the smackdown on Israel. And I shared this, and I think Watchman Tom mentioned it or whatever, but there were 6 tanks. Oh, excuse me, down here. 4 over here and 2 at the bottom. And on each hill, there was 1 tank that was taken out of commission, 1 out of the 2 and 1 out of the 4. The other 1 of the 2 and the other 3 of the 4 were put out of commission, but the 2 tanks were fully destroyed, these Merkava tanks. And there's video, there's pictures, and let me see if I can make this go smaller. And I can't, I guess I can. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see. I can't. See, I'm still learning this Chromebook thing. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. But you know what? With Israel's operating in southern Lebanon, they have taken over parts of southern Lebanon. And they're into southern Lebanon a couple miles in a few places. But all these attacks, especially up here in the north, continue to target the troops. They continue to be fired in on the rockets at these guys. And today there are a bunch of attacks down here in Haifa, but they are focusing on trying to keep back the Israeli forces from advancing. All right, let's get to where we're talking. Will Israel attack Iran? Yes, but as it is written, eye has not seen, nor ear has heard, neither has entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for them that love him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. That's the first thing I started off with this morning. But I did say this in the Telegram. It's amazing how everyone forgot about Iran yesterday after Sinwar's death. The Israeli strike is still coming up. We're living in truly historic times, watching the Middle East changing within a few dramatic months. The story is not over yet. All eyes are on Gaza, Lebanon, and Iran. I have a feeling that we are going to see action on Sunday in Iran. A lot of Israeli strikes have happened on Sundays. Israel can't afford to wait too much longer because they've already said what targets they are looking at hitting. The longer Israel waits, the more time the Iranians will have time to move stuff to undisclosed locations. And they've already been moving stuff, but Israel's satellites have been keeping up on this. The Israeli Air Force believes it can deliver a significant blow that will seriously harm Iranian regime capacities and capabilities. But the Israeli attack is expected to trigger another Iranian response, which will be followed by another Israeli airstrike on Iran again. So and I said this earlier, security meetings were held at the IDF headquarters in Tel Aviv since this morning, and I posted that at like 7 p.m., 7:30 Israel time. So they had a lot of meetings today on those Friday meetings. But you know what? There is an appointed time for everything. And there is a time for every event under heaven, Ecclesiastes 3:1. I want us to keep an eye, too, on Russia and Iran. You've got the new Russian president on your left there, and you've got Putin there on your right. Russia and Iran will sign their comprehensive strategic partnership agreement after the upcoming BRICS summit that's taking place in Russia, October 22 to 24 in Moscow. It's actually in another city, but that's what I put it down as. This agreement that Russia and Iran will sign will be similar to the one that Moscow signed with North Korea. And Russia is expected to provide military support to Iran in the event of a regional war. Now, why would Russia want to provide military support to Iran in the event of a regional war? This sounded, and I didn't put this in the Telegram post, but that comment right there sounded very Ezekiel 38-esque or 80 or 38-ish. Verses what is it? Verses 3 and 5, I believe. 5 is Persia, and 3, I believe, is Gog of Magog, Meshach, Tubal, Rosh. But for Russia to say that they are expected to provide military support to Iran in the event of a regional war, this means this is more than just ballistic missiles that they will give Iran for Iran giving them drones. If they're going to provide military support, this could get to a whole different level of ugly in the future. And we know it's coming because it's Bible prophecy. But I said everything will change for the United States going forward as Russia and the BRICS nations, October 22 and 24th, are set to unveil their gold-backed currency at their massive October summit, while NATO ramps up nuclear exercises as a deterrent. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten nutty a professor yet between Ukraine and Russia. First of all, where's America getting this money to send Ukraine? They can send it to Ukraine, but they don't have it supposedly for Israel now, and they definitely don't have it for FEMA and all the people that need all the help from the Carolinas into Tennessee, into Kentucky, southward. But anyway, BRICS has announced that this new payment system will be called BRICS Pay. This will become a global economic shift away from the U.S.-backed dollars. And Biden had his meetings today with Germany, France, and he's left Europe. He was holding big meetings in Air Force One. The meeting on board Air Force One is not an ordinary event and only happens when the situation becomes extremely critical or is evolving faster than expected. So that being said, this is probably why they were having this meeting, because Israel requested that the United States send a second THAAD missile defense attack battery ahead of the Iran attack. Israel's requested that the United States now send a second THAAD battery to protect the country in case of an Iranian reaction to the expected Israeli reprisal attack. The Pentagon this past Sunday confirmed that Washington will send one advanced air defense battery to Israel, along with the American soldiers to operate it. Each battery that was sent to Israel consists of 6 truck-mounted launchers, 48 interceptor rockets, radio and radar equipment, and requires 95 U.S. soldiers to operate. There were between 15, if I remember right, and possibly up to 17 C-17s, that finalized landing into Israel is either early this morning or late last night, but I think it was today. And they're going to have this all set up within 24 to 48 hours of everything hitting the ground. So that being said, they're going to have this THAAD system set up no later than tomorrow night, Sunday at the very latest. So this is why they're expecting this attack on Iran probably anytime going forward. And anytime going forward is hunting season for Israel. But keep in mind, this attack that Israel is going to hit Iran with will be the response because Iran sent over all those hypersonic ballistic missiles at Israel on October 1st. And the reason I remember that date so well is because that's the last date I did another live stream. And it was on the massive attack by Iran. I was looking that up too. So it's been way too long since I've done a live stream. So thank you, Mrs. Bubba, for talking me into pressing the button. But Eli Cohen said today that attacking Iran's nuclear sites is still on Israel's table. You know, he's the Israeli energy minister, and he's the former foreign minister to Israel. He said, we have yet to show even 10% of our unprecedented intelligent capabilities, talking about the Israeli intelligence. We're committed to preventing the Iranians from acquiring nuclear weapons. And this is exactly what God will do in Jeremiah 49, where he breaks the bow of Elam, their rocket launchers, basically, in military terms, when they have a nuclear warhead on a rocket missile ready to fire off at Israel. Therefore, he says, Eli Cohen, all options are on the table, including attacking Iranian nuclear facilities. There is no military facility or infrastructure or person in Iran who has any immunity. It's still coming. The question is when. Israel will attack Iran, but when? That's the big question. And how? That's the second part. What are they going to do? Are they just going to hit the nuke or the infrastructure side or the IRGC military side? Or are they going to start hitting Karg Island with the oil? Are they going to start? Could they do an EMP? That's a very, very strong possibility because they could use an EMP first, knock out the power, knock out their rocket launching capabilities. And then they could also hit like the Ayatollah Khomeini and whatnot while the power is out. All kinds of things could happen without even touching their nuclear. So we'll see. So here's what I posted this afternoon. Why is Israel suddenly asking the United States for a second THAAD air defense system? Keep in mind the United States total, I believe, has only 7 of these globally. One is stationed in Guam. One is stationed in South Korea. One, I believe, is in, I believe it's either UAE or Saudi Arabia, one of those two for the Middle East. And there's been rumors that they've already had one that's been stored off-site of Site 512 in the southern Negev, the secret United States air base that's in partnership with Israel that can house between 300 and 1,000 U.S. soldiers. And it's been upgraded and put into practice and put into play more so this past year. So they've been getting ready for this. And this could be part of Biden's whole thing because they know that they're going to end up having to hit Iran. And they're going to have to do what they have to help protect Israel, I believe, for now. Because Biden still wants to get votes. But I put down the IDF and the Mossad have done an assessment of their current anti-ballistic missile stockpile and Israel's tactical ballistic missile inventory from the October 1st attack by Iran, the October 1st attack by Iran. When that happened, they found that their own Israeli air defense supply of Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 missiles was inadequate. And Israel also found an area in their air defense between the Arrow 2 and the Arrow 3 that even combined, there's a layer in there, and Iran knows this. I can even post the studies and whatnot, but Iran knows this, where they can come in between and not be detected or shot down by Israel's air defense system. So for those who said that Israel turned off their Iron Dome on October 1st, no, they didn't. For those who said that Israel didn't retaliate or send off their rockets to defend for themselves, yes, they did. They sent off a bunch of Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 rockets that took out a bunch of these because about 400 rockets were fired from Israel or from Iran towards Israel, and 181 made them in. And a bunch of them did a lot of damage around the Nevatim Air Base and a couple others that Israel's trying to keep quiet. But Iran knows how to get their stuff through, is my point. There is some concern why Israel is signaling this weakness or shortfall openly now, asking the United States for a second THAAD system before the Israeli attack on Iran. Now, there's a couple trains of thought. Israel could have already received a second one already, and this is just now making the news cycles today that Israel is asking for a second one, because this could be a reason why there was 15 to 17 C-17s being flown in like clockwork in the past 48 to 72 hours in the United States, bringing in weapons and whatnot. And this whole THAAD system, the trucks to mount them, the radars. So that it sounds like the C-17s were used for 2, possibly batteries, but that's speculation, but it's very possible, knowing the way Israel and the United States are. But Israel knows that their proportionate strike on Iran will not be enough, because Israel, by the United States putting the second one into Israel or bringing it in still in the future, possibly, the United States knows that they have Israel under their nose. The United States knows that they can keep Israel to do what they want them to do for the time being, at least. Or is Israel asking the United States for a second THAAD system to disguise the timing of their attack coming in on Iran? Because if, say, Sunday, in 2 days or so, say the United States approves a second THAAD system, Iran will be able to kick back knowing, okay, we know we've got another 5 to 7 days before Israel will strike, because they're going to wait for their second THAAD system to come in. And that's exactly when Israel might hit. So there's all kinds of fogs of war that are being played here behind the scenes and behind the screens that we're not even hearing about yet. But this may mean that Israel might be going for the attack on Iran tonight. I don't think it's coming tonight, because it's already 2:47 a.m. in Israel. Or possibly the next 2 nights, going into Sunday night time frame. And it almost sounds like that Sunday night time frame is the time frame, because it'll be finishing up their political and their security meeting in the bunker in Tel Aviv Sunday. Israel might do their attack on Sunday, but we'll have to wait and see. They could even time this out another week or so, even before the election, 2 weeks. But Israel knows, and the world knows, that they can't wait much longer, because if they're going to do this, they need to do this while people are still kind of fresh on their memory and fresh on their mind. They need to attack. Either way, it's becoming abundantly clear that Israel's own ballistic missile defense system is severely depleted, and Israel is planning a major attack, and thus expect major Iranian retaliation. All right, I'm just going to get to this, and I'm going to just read this story so I can get back to you guys. Here's some of the potential Iranian targets that are being targeted. Look at the bottom half, especially around the Persian Gulf. All the naval, all the Air Force down there in the blues and the greens and the reds. In the reds, especially on the southern part, especially by the Persian Gulf, is full on Elam, but those are their missile bases, their launch sites, a lot of them. So Netanyahu convened the security meeting. Attack preparations continue for the Israeli strike in Iran. No further details were provided at this time. There were lots of meetings today. The retaliation operation versus Iran was not modified or delayed because of Sinwar's death yesterday. The world is waiting for the strong response, as Israel has something to prove this time. And Israel may know that they only have one chance to do this, because if Israel doesn't do this right this time, there will be no next time. Or at least that's what, you know what I mean? I know about God. God can do anything he wants. But it looks like, because this is Israel's talking points, even the United States knows this. Israel has one chance, so we'll see. Israel intends to attack Iran's IRGC Revolutionary Guards and the Basij militia to weaken the Iranian regime. So it sounds like Israel's going to try to target their strongholds of their military and their militia. But Israel knows that they better start hitting these buttons down here towards the bottom half, or all those ballistic missiles are in the Zagros Mountains. But a lot could happen too, especially if they use some form of a localized EMP or an area-wide. The Israeli action is expected still to be very significant. The world is waiting. Israel has many potential Iranian targets to choose from. And that's exactly what this map was showing. Israel has so many targets to choose from, it's not even funny. So where do we begin? So that's what I have for you guys. Let me see here. Let's get back over here to comments. There's, and I wanted to pop over here there are a couple things I wanted to jump onto. I won't keep you guys much longer. Just to say thank you all for being here again and for listening in. Share Saved by Grace, Mindy Grant, Jody Narrow Path. Yeah, take a second to hit the like button. You know what? And I need to get with my friend out in Washington State from a couple years back, where to share, subscribe, like, all that. You know, she showed me the sign language. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, Sherry Charles, great to see you. John, all you guys in here, man. I'm way behind on there. Rick Whitaker, Fire Mayor. Let's get over here. Where was it? I was going to look up one more thing. There's a lot going on. I want to see what's going on the Israel side here. Let me go over here. Not the thumbnail. This is where I put up a lot of my stuff. Actually, over here. Oops. Forgive me, guys. I hit the wrong button. I'm going to do this real quick. Let me see if I can do this. Oops, I'm in the wrong one. I need to get back over to StreamYard. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see if I can do this. Shift 7. All right, we have that one. So now let's see here. Am I over there? No. What I wanted to add was over here. This is up here. If you guys want to see what I look at on Twitter, this is where I recommend going. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can't see that. I'll copy it and post it. But anyway, my point is, what I do on the Twitter side is there's so many things that I save. That's where I see where I get a lot of my news. And this is what I've been doing for years. There's so much going on. Erdogan has called for a UN arms embargo against Israel. You know, he met with the foreign ministers of the 3+3 caucus peace mechanism today. And these players here are Russia, Azerbaijan, Turkey. I mean, there's so many things going on. Even here, this is crazy town in Myanmar. There's heavy fighting going on because this Pang War area of Myanmar is a major hub of rare earth mineral mines. I mean, there's so much going on. And if anything, that's what I was just going to recommend to you guys if you wanted to, under the, let's see here if I can do this. It's the under the Twitter or x.com/TheBubbaNews /likes. And that's where I look at all my stuff. And that's where I find all my news mostly. You know, there's so much on Telegram, but I want to, there's so many things I find on the like side that instead of retweeting stuff, because I'd be retweeting all the time, but maybe I should do that. But anyway, there's so many things I see that it almost gives you like a form of PTSD in a weird way, because you see stuff that, you know, you don't want others to see. And you don't, and like the pictures of Sinwar yesterday, you know, I could have shared all those on Telegram, the videos even of the soldiers moving his body, you know, when his death, and you know, I'm like, no, we don't need to see that, because there's things that you guys want. You guys know this as well as I do, but there's certain things once you see, you cannot unsee. And, you know, everything is a battle for our minds, and the deception is everywhere. And the deception just wants to take our eyes off of Jesus and to be focused on this. So, if anything, I ask for your prayers. Thank you for the donations again and for helping out financially any way you can. That's a true blessing. But I ask for your prayers just so I know how God wants me to do this going forward and how I can be a blessing to you guys. And I say this almost every time, but I don't want to say it, but I don't want this to be about me. And this is why I don't do live streams. I feel like I can be in my little corner and put stuff up on Telegram and stuff, but I also know that not doing videos and not encouraging others and talking about what's going on is also what probably Satan wants. He probably wants none of this to go out. You know, but even look at tonight's numbers. I mean, there's 250 people in here. People are sharing, chatting, fellowshipping. And I know people love that. I love that. That's why you guys see me in so many different like live streams and stuff, because I enjoy the fellowship and we need it in these final days. Rick Whitaker, my pleasure, brother, man. Thank you for being here. And I didn't see if Bubba or if who was. I didn't see if Elaine was in here. I was trying to think if she had a screen name, but I think it's just Elaine. But I was seeing if she was in here because she would. So you guys could say thank you to her because I was texting her down here in the garage, sitting over there, and I was just going to record a video and then upload it. But I'm like, you know what? Let's do a live stream because they are fun. And I know it's such a short notice, and I apologize for that. I do. I'd love to get better on that. To be able to, schedule it out in advance. That way people can join in more and whatnot. Because people enjoy the fellowship. I know I do. So, Keto Mama, thank you. No, I'm glad to be back on YouTube. And Watchman River Tom and Keegan Fernandez have been sharing stuff and Beginning of Sorrows News. And for those of you maybe even from the Telegram side, welcome. Before October 7th of last year, there was less than 500 people, and now there's over 9,000. So that's just a blessing, not for me, but I feel like I'm helping you guys somehow or some way. And I'm a blessing to you, and maybe sharing things in a commentary, maybe because everyone's trying to figure this puzzle out in a weird way with where are we, Lord, in the time frame? What's going on next? But some things are for us to know, but others aren't. But, he's made everything known to us that he wants us to know. And, even the little YouTube channel has been growing, and now there's like over 6,200. So thank you guys for joining in. A lot of you have joined in from Watchman River Tom. I was in his premiere this morning. I was typing away, and he has it on slow motion though, or slow mode. So you can only send a message every 30 seconds. I know that stinks. It's like putting the speed limit on. It's like, man, get the speed limit off. But I'm sure it'd be too fast just scrolling by with 2,000 people in there. You feel like the rapture is not soon, but didn't feel that way before the Feast of Trumpets, Greg. You know what? And that's another thing. There's so many people that have gotten discouraged lately. I have too in a weird way. But I've been watching for Jesus to return since I got saved in 86. 86, yeah. I started studying Bible prophecy, having a head knowledge only in 1984 and before that, going from a head knowledge to a heart knowledge. That's when I truly gave it all over to the Lord. But yeah, I totally get what you mean, because it feels like, that's what I mean. It's like everything is inching forward, but at the same time, it's just flying by. And, and we keep saying that. How long, Lord? How long? How much longer, Lord? I mean, isn't it time yet? But I mean, in a weird way too, we know that God, number one, is long suffering. And number two, aren't we grateful that he waited for us to come to know him first before he comes for his bride? So I know that there's still others out there that are still coming to the Lord, but this is a very, very bizarre time. And V.S. Philly, a great writer. It's this the brain that's trying to go crazy, nutty professor. It's hard to turn off. Yeah, it does, Chair. Saved by Grace. It's warp speed, but it does. It feels like a snail's pace. When is the rapture? When is the timing? I'm surprised we're still here. But even if we get out of this season and we go into next year, I know people are going to be like, Bubba, no. And people are going to want to throw their phones at me. No, not next year. And I get that. I truly get that. But if we do go into 2025, that's basically that's my year of the grand finale. But I still believe that just based on my digging and research, but do your own, because no one knows the day nor the hour. And that's part of the Galilean wedding. Everyone gets so excited by that. But it's a 7-day, and that's part of the surprise, is no one knows when the bridegroom will come. The bride doesn't know, and that's part of the the excitement. That's part of the game being played. But the Father says, go get him. And at that moment. So that day is coming, and we are getting that close. You know what? But in a weird way, I think we might see a few more wars kick off. Gog, Magog, no. Psalm 83, possibly. Damascus, yeah, maybe. Probably. Jeremiah 49, Iran, yeah, maybe. Maybe not. That one may be the final straw after the entirety of the Psalm 83 war to finally get Russia to. Now I've got to go, to battle with Israel because they've attacked my buddy Iran. So we'll see how that plays out. But I don't want to keep you guys. Oh, locked and loaded. How are you doing, brother, man? Great to see you. Thank you so much, buddy, man. It's fun to see you, man. DB sent me your phone number last night, I think it was. So I got home late. I was doing the DoorDash and whatnot, but she was pointing out some stuff you were sharing about Ukraine and stuff. So that's really interesting too, with the Christianity and what they are doing over there. But let's see here. Anything else you guys want to do? I don't want to keep going because now it's 8:00 and people want to start getting over to other live streams. So I get it. It's time to leave the party and go somewhere else. So, but for those of you who are watching, joining in late, thank you for being here. Scroll back if you can, or rewind. And I covered a lot too with Israel. When is it coming up? The attack, very possibly Sunday. But if we start hearing the 24 to 48 hours again tomorrow, we're going to start rolling our eyes, because then we'll know when they start talking like that, then we know nothing's coming for a week or so. So it's just something to keep in. Let's see here. Anybody? Let me see. I just want to see. I have no other live streams to go to, says Bobby. And Yvonne Kennedy says, no, keep going. I guess I could have done it. I guess I could have done a poll or something. Mike MQ, it's great to see you. Hiker lady, you've got a great testimony. Just, and that's something. And I believe you're fairly new to the faith, or have come back to Jesus or something. So that's really cool. Really cool. Linda Hayes, tell Johnny I said I'm praying for him. And thank you for taking care of him. Oh, my goodness. You're not going to any other live streams, says Sherry Charles. Go home, come Jesus sooner. Yeah, amen, Chris Householder. Keep going, Peacorns. All right, we're all yours, Bubba. Jason Nowick, I'm not that kind of girl. Where Sooth keeps live chat. Josie, and I thought he was going 8:00, 8:30. I thought, but maybe I was scrolling through too fast, and maybe it's tomorrow or something. But I'm reading Maine's comment. I'm getting ready to scream out Bubba because she's like, Bubba, thank you. Friday night, we are live hopping. Johnny is not going live. Okay, he's not going live. Okay, let me see here. What do you guys want to see? Guys, there's so much I could share on the Telegram side and there's a lot of people that don't watch the Telegram. They just tune in on the YouTube. And I get that. I get that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that would interest you guys. Why did I snap my head like that really fast? That was weird. I'm scrolling. Sometimes I think I put too much up over there. Seriously. Oh, that was interesting. Yeah. Well, let me see here. I'll see what you guys say in chat, but I can throw a couple more things up there. Josh's severe weather is awesome. He's a Christian, says a verse at the top and at the end of his four. Oh, cool. Josh's severe weather. Yeah, see, Peacorns. A lot of people don't have the Telegram side. And a lot of people, Cuba has a complete blackout. Let's do that. Thank you, Bill Bailey. Do you think Damascus could be destroyed from an earthquake? Hiker lady, that's a great question. Actually, it looks like the Israeli forces are going to do it. And if I remember listening to Bill Salas last night, I was doing DoorDash yesterday and was listening to one of his videos he did with Tom Hughes a couple years ago, I think it was. But yeah, even okay, here, a hiker lady is possible, but I believe that the Israeli forces will end up doing Damascus. And when you study it hard, you realize that Damascus did not cease being a city and become a heap of ruins in 732 BC, because it was a famine and there was not the entire. But anyway, it's a deep study, but we'll see that. But anyway, verse 9, in that day when Damascus goes down. Isaiah 17:1, 17:14 by morning, it's over. But in that day, their strong cities will be like forsaken places in the forest. So this is not only going to be Damascus, but also the strong cities of Hamath and Aleppo are going to be hit. And that is found in Jeremiah 49:23 through 25 area. It's 23 through 27 is that whole passage there. The second view of Damascus with Syria being taken. It's the second camera angle looking in, but it talks about Hamath and Arpad. Hamath is Hama, that is current day northern western Syria, and Arpad is Aleppo up there. So when it talks about the strong cities, anyway, verse 9, in that day their strong cities will be like forsaken places in the forest, or like branches which they have abandoned before the sons of Israel. So this is telling us that this is the children of Israel, the sons of Israel. This means that this will be their military. This is the IDF going in doing this. And we see in verses 4 to 6 of Isaiah 17, especially how Israel's really going to take a beating when Syria gets involved. And Israel has to probably, because Israel's going to be attacked so hard in the future, I believe that's why they'll have to get out their neutron bombs or their nuclear bombs and do what they have to do to make them go away. The other thing, that was a great question, and I hope I got that. Anyway, let's get back over here. I want to go back over. Excuse me, guys. Let's get over here. No, I don't want to remove you. I want to add to stage. All right, let me get over here. Is there something else I wanted to point out real quick? Right here. Right here. Iran is solidifying their alliances with other countries against Israel. This is Wednesday. Iran's foreign minister Arachi said, or he's been on a regional tour since last week. Then he finished up today in Turkey with the 3+3 I just mentioned. But he's been on a regional tour since last week on a mission to increase Iran's ties with all Persian Gulf countries, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, and regional players, all with the goal of ensuring Israel's isolation against the fight with Iran. Iran has recently met with, in the past 7 days or so, 7 to 9 days, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Oman, Qatar, Lebanon, Syria, Russia. And on Wednesday, he met with Jordan, Psalm 83 player, Ammon, Moab, Edom, and landed Wednesday night for meetings on Thursday in Egypt. And then he went to Turkey today. So he just met with 10 countries in less than 10 days. Iran is trying to put together an alliance of regional and global fighters against Israel. Iran is very open now about how it is seeking to mobilize regional countries together against Israel. It is all coming together. So my point being is we're starting to see a lot of these players starting to come together, and even like the full-on Ezekiel 38-39 situation with the players surrounding Israel starting to get more active in their talks. We're seeing all the kind of craziness with Turkey. Turkey, you know what? I'm going to pop over here to not the Twitter side, but I wanted to pop over. I take way too many screenshots. I don't know about you guys. Let's see here. So the high-level guests that are expected at this BRICS summit next week, next Tuesday through Thursday, I believe it is, Xi Jinping of China, Erdogan of Turkey, they're all meeting at this BRICS meeting in Russia next week. Prime Minister of India, Modi, the President of Belarus, who Israel was flying drones over tonight to attack Ukraine, Brazil, Prime Minister of Armenia, President of South Africa, President of Kazakhstan, the President of Iran. So now we've got Iran, Turkey, Mongolia is going to be there, UAE is going to be there, Bolivia is going to be there, Egypt's going to be there, the Congo is going to be there, Ethiopia is going to be there, Kush, Laos. All those people are going to be there at this meeting. So this is a big one. This is going to be a big meeting coming up. A lot of things are going to start changing, I believe, probably in the next 2 weeks as well. Okay, Sylvia in Northern Indiana, I'll get to you. She's talking about the Hunter's Moon, I think it is. Is it the Hunter's Moon tonight? What's it called? Harvest Moon is tonight. Okay, she just showed me a very cool picture. So, okay. Anyway, you guys can't see, but anyway, that's our corn in Indiana. That's what we have. We have lots of corn here in Indiana. All right, let's get over here. I'll just finish it off because you guys have been here for, I don't even know how long you guys have been here now. but it's been over an hour. So no, it's almost an hour. So yeah, we'll get out of here. I'll just start saying hi to everybody. Rui, it's great to see you, buddies. So many of these people in the live stream too have been coming to Bubba News, the Bubba News for years. And Rui's one of them. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, guys. And for those of you who are new, thank you. I'm going to shut up and get off of here. Hannah, it's great to see you. Bill Bailey, it's so good to see you. Diane Williams, great to see you. Lindy Katz, yeah, the harvest is ready anytime. Wendy 2024. Allison Stonemiller, I need to trim my raspberries out back. Hillbilly, are you considering the subs? Yeah, that's a great point because they've got the Popeye option, and actually, and I saved that. Bill Bailey shared that with me. You know what? There's a couple subs, and we don't know where they are. Those subs are, when they do this the Samson option too, they're going to use them from attacks from all over. They're going to use the subs. They're going to use the land base possibly. We're going to use the naval ships. But these subs are no joke. Oh, man. Those subs are no joke, man. Oh, the Nut House. Great to see you. No, I totally get it. No, Share Saved by Grace. It's so good to see you. Kim D. It's great to see you. Rapturehead 777. It's great to see you. Jello GIA. Hoosers in the house. Did you trim yours, Allison? I need to figure it out and do it. Yeah. Darby, it's great to see you. Flybright from Knoxville. I love it down there. Gatlinburg, that whole area. I wanted to move to Townsend back in the day. It's a cool town with the fly fishing and stuff. That'd be neat to check out sometime. But yeah, all these things. Arrow Ministries, it's great to see you, brother, man. I told Linda we were praying for you, Johnny. Kelly Schultz, it's great to see you. Oh, man, there's so many good people in here. Chuck W., great to see you. Cherise. Yeah, Cherise, it's all good. Going for about an hour, but Mrs. Bubba basically talked me into doing the live button and just doing it because I was just going to do a recording and upload it, but something in my spirit was just like, just do it. You haven't done it. And I get nervous. That's why I don't do it because I get so nervous. Rapture Head, I need to take a shower and shave up, but I've been letting it grow out a couple of days here. I've been doing stuff around the house and put up a new light the other day out back and need to start trimming the bushes or the raspberry bushes. I think we have one more yard mowing in season, but we got that chilly cold this week down into the upper 30s, low 40s. And then that's usually like November weather for us. So it was a kind of a little different, but I guess we get back into the low 70s next couple of days. So that'll be good. But it's just crazy how fast this year's gone by. And Kelly's down in Texas. Oh, no. Thanks for all the info. See, I read that. I need new readers because I thought you said Texas. Yeah. Keto Mama. Thank you to Mrs. Bubba News. And Elaine, if you're in here, thank you for telling me to do the live and not just upload it and do the live stream. And try to be a blessing to others any way you can. And because people need the information one way or another. But it is Friday night, and there are other live streams out there. And this has just been a way bizarre time in life. And it's like every single one of us is going through an attack one way or another, whether it's physically or spiritually or mentally. But you know what? Dangerous, stressful times are coming. What was that 2 Timothy 3:1? 2 Timothy 3:1, I think it is. You guys are warmer than us. Oh, well, and I heard, actually, I was talking to someone else earlier tonight, and she told me that, 2 Timothy 3:1, realize this, that in the last days, difficult or dangerous or stressful times will come. And that's today, because men are lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, arrogant, revilers, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving. I mean, you put in all the uns, and that's where we are in the uns. And But Israel is going to attack Iran soon. I'm looking at this weekend, so that's what we're looking at. But a lot can happen between now and then, even with Hezbollah tomorrow. And Israel may pull out some funny business tomorrow because a bunch of a couple other naval things were off the coast of Lebanon strong today, and they are gathering intel and information. So they're going to be doing probably some heavy duty bombings going into tomorrow, I'm thinking. But yeah, this whole thing with Hezbollah and everything. But you know what? It's just a matter of time before Syria gets involved, because Israel is now into Syria. I forget. Oh, I forget how far, but Israel and the Golan, they're pushing their fence more and more into Syrian territory, and they've now made a trench that's, I believe, what is it, 2.5 miles long, and it's 30 plus feet wide in case Hezbollah or Syria tries to do a move coming in the Golan. But the Golan is so long, they'll have to make a very big trench. But there's something going on, and Assad of Syria has moved his boys and his troops there of Syria to fight up in Idlib. And this is where Russia's been bombing the past couple days, weeks even. And they're really starting to target the rebels going against Assad of Syria. And it's almost as if Assad and Russia, and now Turkey starting to get involved, are going to start taking care of these rebel groups against Assad of Syria, so that Assad of Syria can then tag team with Turkey and Iran and Russia down the road to help with Hezbollah and Israel. So it's really interesting times that are coming up, and there's a lot of bizarre things at play right now. And so many things are going on. But yeah, you guys check out Hillybilly 9999 down there. Everyone's welcome to join his Bible study tomorrow. It's 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, then are the children free, and there's a good it's a good crowd in there, and Hillybilly is good stuff on the Word, and he knows a lot more about Old Testament stuff than I do. But, but I love him for that. That's awesome. But it's good stuff in here. And Elaine is in the house. Great to see you, sweetheart. Man, my sweetheart is in here. You can say hello to Elaine and tell her thank you for telling Bubba to just do it. Let me see if I can find that text, because I texted her. And here's what she said. I texted her because I told her earlier that I was thinking about doing a video and I'm just uploading it because I was kind of nervous. And then I was sitting down here in the garage, and then I texted her and I said, or I should do a live stream. And I said, I'm so close to pressing the button for 7:15. And she says, press. And I said, oh, brother. Okay. So she sent back a love and a thumbs up. So that is Mrs. Bubba right there. So I know I'm embarrassing her, but thank you, sweetheart, for telling me to press to do it. So we got her done. So yes, Sherry Charles, yeah, Elaine, if Sherry Charles were here, she'd give you a hug for getting me to do the yeah, VS Philly. The Old Testament is awesome stuff. There's so many of the minor prophets that have so many major prophetic implications coming up in the days to come. Let me know what you guys would like to see me do next. I do need to start doing these live streams more. Maybe even if I just do it this way. I mean, if you guys enjoyed this, where I could be able to show some of the things, see if I do this right. See, if I do something like that, or if I show the Telegram, let me know. I mean, or I can go back to using the phone so the picture quality is better. But we'll get it figured out. But it's just wanting to get better and just be a blessing for you guys. So I do always listen to my wife, Keto Mama. That's one thing I learned is just to say yes, dear. And I love Mrs. Bubba to death. And she's been a true blessing to this family and this household. And so I am just probably going to end it now, but we'll give a couple shout outs. Patter, it's great to see you. Oceana, so, okay. Patter says, yes, she loves it when I show these things. So I can start showing these things if you'd like. Because, I mean, there's so many things I see that I'd like to share, but it just takes so much time to try to edit and put something into. But if I can do this on the fly, that seems kind of fun. So you get in real time and whatnot. Bill Bailey, I don't know if I'm full width, but Bill Bailey, we got some big days coming up, buddy, man. 502, two freedoms, man. There's so many prophecies in the Old Testament, and so many have dual use prophecies even. And some I'd even dare to say a triple. I mean, there's so many that have taken place and have been fulfilled, and there's others that have been fulfilled once, and there's others that we know is going to be filled at least another time. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, good, Maine. See, she likes the live stream to show the pictures, and Mr. Pocket's full of steel. It's great to see you all. Jewel62, share Saved by Grace. Daughter Paxton, daughter of the risen King. It's great to see you. Oh, okay, live streams are it. Fire symbol. We'll do this. Oceana. Yeah. I haven't been on Instagram in a long time, Oceana, but maybe I should. Thank you, Keto Mom, for being here. Kelly Schultz, thank you for being here. Kathy B. Bobby, I live here in central Indiana area. Born and raised, small town outside of Indianapolis, Indy 500. Lived a couple places around the United States when I was a flight attendant for 14 years. And then I was in the Pacific Northwest for almost 10 years. I fell in love with Seattle and then ended up flying to work. So most people drive to work. I would catch a flight back and forth. So that was kind of fun. But you guys, thank you all for being here. And let's get out of here. It's 8:20. So thank you for being here. I love you guys. And we'll talk soon. Jesus is coming. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hit in stream. Okay, bye.